All right, hello and welcome everybody back to another stream. I'm Yoursimcfi and I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Today we're going to be in the Synaptic A220, or as a lot of my friends who currently fly the airplane call it, the CRJ Plus. Where the name comes from, it's more of a nickname that my buddies gave it. My buddies all came from the CRJ and then went on to the A220. And they basically said it's a CRJ Plus because a lot of the systems are the same, just a little bit more automation, and a lot of the Bombardier logic is still in there. So if you can fly an RJ, it'd be a pretty easy type rating to convert into. You don't have to get used to the new all the verbiage they use for their autopilot and all that kind of stuff. But if you guys haven't seen this airplane already, this is the Synaptic A220, brought to you, by Synaptic and published by AnyBuilds. So Synaptic made the airplane systems and flight model, and AnyBuilds, I believe, made the visuals. And I think the sounds might be Echo 19, I'm pretty sure. I think Aviation Bros mentioned that's Echo 19. I could be wrong about that. But anyways, hope you guys will enjoy this short stream. I have to be up quite early tomorrow. I have starting a 4-day pairing tomorrow, ending in Nashville tomorrow. Actually, to be a pretty cool little layover. And we're here sitting in the Montreal airport, where we're going to go and take this airplane from Montreal to Quebec City. This is a real route that Air Canada does fly. I believe the CRJ does it. The 320s, I think, do it. I believe the 220 does it as well. And it's a very, very short route. So if you guys have never flown this flight and you want a fast little flight, this one's pretty quick and easy. And it's an easy one to do. Good little testing one, too. It's a little quick for testing, but I like to do them. So anyways, let's go ahead and hop in the airplane and we'll get started. So for you guys who do fly the CRJ a lot in the sim or in real life, you'll obviously see a lot of similarities between that airplane and this airplane. Not looks wise, obviously it looks completely different, but these what it has on the screens, what the information is called on the screens, the autopilot modes, all that kind of stuff is quite similar. So our flight's going to start over here in the little EFB. We're going to select this button, My Flight. Go ahead and import from SimBrief. 1 second. What did I put in here? That should be correct. CYUL to CYQB. Yes. Excuse me? Oh, I put a C-130 as the profile. That makes sense. Generate that. There you go. We'll just quickly pre-file that as the new airplane. There we go. That'll make more sense. All right, we'll push this button up here. Load sheet, SimBrief import. We'll just load the airplane now. Keep things nice and simple. There's a massive thunderstorm apparently going on outside. It always sounds scarier in Microsoft Flight Sim than what's actually going on in real life. But anyways, bring those up. So we're gonna head over to the overhead panel. We're gonna start with our battery number 1 and a battery number 2, both setting to auto. I say hi to you guys, by the way. I forgot to say that. Sorry about that. Maddie, welcome. Thanks very much for stopping by once again. Jex, hello. I was trying to fly this and I got 2 Wasm crashes. Really? I haven't seen a Wasm crash. I got bad performance, but I don't have a Wasm crash just yet. Sounds are Echo 19? Yeah, cool. About to do my first real flight in 220 delivery flight from Mirabel to Toronto. Oh, nice. That's actually a good idea. Masma, hello. Welcome. Thanks very much for stopping by. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Anyways, now that this is opened up, I have to try to remember and find, let's go down here. Swap? No, I didn't need that. There should be a way to find the status page. I want to take a look at the electronics without having to use that screen. Just to make sure my battery is running well. But anyways, leave it on normal for now. We're going to fly from the right seat today. We'll go over here to the ground equipment. We'll attach the GPU. We'll go to the overhead panel. We'll select external power available. And the rest of the aircraft's going to come alive. Go ahead and cancel all the warnings there. Going to make sure the navigation light is on. Everything else is off there. From the top left to the bottom, everything else is pretty much auto. You don't have to touch anything. Hydraulic 3A can stay off for the time being. All our hydraulics can be, we'll say it's, well, you would do a hydraulic test. We'll just throw them to auto. It's an auto baby bus. Everything will be done for you in this airplane. AP is going to stay off. It's getting kind of dark. We'll throw the logo light on for now. We'll keep it on for the rest of the flight. Everything in our fuel is fine. Everything in the air conditioning is all automatic. Anti-ice is all automatic, so that's all good. Everything over here is all great as well. Only thing, emergency lights, we can arm those. No personal entertainment devices can go to on. And that's about it. Now we have the full glass cockpit suite starting here, and I'm going to select the electric page. If you ever fly the CRJ, you'll be very used to this type of schematic. They have the same type of deal. Bat 1, voltage 3131. I don't know what it is in the 220, but if it's anything like the CRJ, it's 22 volts is the minimum. So we're both good on that. And what's cool about this one is in the RJ, we have to click the electric button twice. Once for AC, once for DC. But this displays your DC and your AC all at the same time, which is a nice upgrade from the CRJ, that's for sure. As we're going to be flying from the right-hand side, I'm going to go ahead and come down here and put this over... Actually, no, it's already set the way I like it. So I'm just going to click Map. And now we get the full map on this side, and we'll keep this page up over there. I just don't know how to get that page back. I don't know what that one's called. It's not the CNS. It's not the data. It's not... Oh, it's Synaptics. I don't know why I keep forgetting about that. Yeah, it's Synaptic. Yeah, there we go. I don't know why I always forget about that. That's how you get that back over there. So we'll leave this on the status page for the time being as well. In the center pedestal, there's not much really I have to do, so we will go ahead and just go to the FMS and start getting some stuff loaded up there. Looks read that one. Keith, welcome evening all. Anyone using GFX, worthy must-have or glitchy? No, I think it's a must-have. If you like visuals, it's a must-have. I think it's really, really cool. In my opinion, there is I don't know if we have a discount code. We have something in the description. Take a look. I don't forget if it's a discount code or not, but take a look down there. We're going to press flight plan uplink. We're going to send the data from my username. It's been completed, so we'll go ahead and select our secondary flight plan. Activate the secondary flight plan. Execute that. Now we've basically copied in our flight plan from SimBrief, Montreal to Quebec City, altitude of 15,000. Our flight number is going to be 505. And this is the one that we see. The one that ATC is going to see is on this page over here. If I come up here, this is exactly the same as the CRJ. Come over here, transponder. This flight number right here is what ATC is going to read out on their screen. So we're going to put an ACA 504. That goes in there. And that's our flight ID. That has to be in there, at least in real life, so ATC can see us properly. Slots I go. We'll leave it on that page for the time being. That's fine. Coming down here, we are going to go ahead and select our alternate cruise, all our wins, and then our departures and arrivals. The last time crashes occurred, however, I cleared my discontinuities. Oh, whenever you clear discontinuities. That's weird. Yeah, I did that earlier. I didn't have that problem. That's super, super strange. Paul, welcome. Hey, man, I love your vids, but it's 3 a.m. here, so my batteries are getting low. So forgive me if I drop out while I'm streaming. No worries. Paul, thanks so much for stopping in. That says, hey, what's good? Nothing much, really. Just been chilling. I'm kind of sad I got to go to work tomorrow because I would like to fly this and the F-14 a little bit more now that they came out, of course, when I have to go back, but that's fine. What's your take on the 220 drop? I think it's pretty good. There's some bugs they got to iron out with the blue needles and the performance and that kind of stuff. But for the most part, it's a really good drop. And it's their first airplane, so it's only going to get better, they say. I hope. Anyways, our alternate airport's going to be probably back to Montreal, which it is. Back to Montreal. CYUL. Goes in there. And our alternate cruise, if we have to come back, we're cruising at flight level 240. Just like the CRJ, F240 gets put in there. Estimated time of departure. I have it set to a different time than real time, but that'll be our estimated time of departure that VATSIM is going to see. Our average wind, I have the CRJ format, and it works just fine. So plus 17 goes in there. Plus 10 goes in there, and +7 goes in there. Average ISA deviation, it's 10 degrees above ISA, so +10. We'll execute all that. We'll select our wind, flight plan wind request, fuel, and let's start typing in this data. So we're going to be loaded with 104, I'm reading the top of my flight plan, 290. That goes right there. Our block fuel of 8,000. That's a lot of fuel for this flight. So a CRJ for this flight would take probably 4,000 to 6,000. It's almost 2,000 pounds more. Put that in there. All right, now for these two numbers, the passengers and the CG, we're going to look at our iPad right there. So let me zoom in on that. A bit more zoom. Load sheet, our 0 fuel CG is 293.4. Total passengers of 98. So 98, 23.4 goes in there. We'll go ahead and execute all that. What? FMS fuel. You have 6,200. Interesting. All right. Let's load aircraft again. There we go. Now we're up to the right amount. Perfect. We're going to leave this on calculated. The CRJ has this as well, calculated or sensor. We're going to leave it on calculated. Alrighty. Now we're going to go to init, departures. Here in Montreal, they are using runway 6 left, 6 right. So most likely 6 left for departure, if I'm remembering correctly. We can do 6 right, actually. And Montreal 5, that'll be just fine. Execute that. Arrivals. Over there at Quebec City, we're expecting the PSAC 4. That's going to be via Cyrano or Cynro, whatever. And over there, Quebec City, they are expecting us to use 6 or 11. Let's take a look at our approaches. First of all, let's see how long each runway is, because Quebec City... So we're not using 11, we're using 6, because 11 is only 5,700 feet long, and I would not like to go off the end in our stream. So runway 6, ILS is the choice. Let's do an RNAV. Let's actually do an RNAV Zulu over there. Let's try that out, see how it works. What's the Yankee look like on RMP? That's actually kind of cool, too, if we do the RMP. One second, let's see if I can... That's okay, we'll do it via that. And we'll take it via... Cavat actually will be just fine. So we'll leave it from Cavat, right from vectors will be fine. We'll go ahead and execute that, execute again. Now what I recommend doing is going to the route page and looking for doubled waypoints. Right now, this is a discontinuity. You want to keep this one here because it's a vector than discont. You need to keep that for legal reasons. But if you go down, see if we have any. So we have PSAC there, Cyrano. So there's a discont there. There doesn't need to be a discount there. That's just part of our route. So let's go ahead and delete that. Let's just see. Cavat. So let's delete that. That should not... Oh, no. That technically should stay there as well, technically, because that's the approach. So the only one we need to get rid of is this one. PSAC to Sarno should not have a discount there. We'll clear that. Boom. Now it's connected route. Execute. You can always go ahead and check on your FMS page or your map page. Click it again, goes to plan. That looks like an absolute mess. This is interesting. Route. Let's take a look at my flight plan, see what it says. So we should have Antag, Abron, Morub, then PSAC, then Ghanem. Oh, I see what it did. It put a whole other thing in here. Yeah, this shouldn't. That's weird. Hmm. So we have PSAC here, and if I go down one, there's another PSAC and a bunch of this stuff here. That's the problem. So might be a bug that I've been hearing people having. I don't think it should do that because of the transitions that I've plugged in. It shouldn't be doing that. It should be sequencing it correctly because we have PSAC to Sarno, which is not even on our flight plan. Oh, that's why. Navigraph lied to me. Let's go back to init page. Let's see if I find init. No, it's not there. Oh, init. Departure. Nope, I want arrival. Can I clear all this? I want to get rid of that. Can I clear? Nope. PSAC vectors. I just don't want the Cerno. Oh wait, it did clear it. Clear. Nope. Came back. All right. Cancel. Arrivals. PSAC. Gets rid of it. Vectors RNAV Zulu 6. Yes. Execute. Route. PSAC. Next one should be Ghanem. That still has Cerno in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear Sarno. And I'm going to clear the additional PSAC. And I'm going to clear the discount. It's like being a mathematician flying this thing. There we go. We'll execute that. That matches the flight plan, PSAC Ghanem. Then you have Ghanem over Ghanem, which shouldn't be there. So we'll delete that Ghanem. And then we'll delete the discount. Oh, it did it for me. This discount we have to leave. That's for legal reasons because that's onto the approach. Execute. There we go. Now we have a proper flight plan. Again, I was just comparing with what my actual OFP said and going based off that. So this is all correct now. It's always a good idea to take a look at that plan page, at least in this airplane, especially when you're new to things. Like I am. I don't know. It could be me, it could be the plane, it could be a bunch of stuff. So who knows? We're going to go ahead and press the perf page, go over to the iPad, check your comments here in a second. If it had a yoke, I'd buy it. Yeah. Yeah. Sword, welcome. Hey, SimCfi, Sword, catching stream late. How's A220? Worth to get or now or wait for bug fixes? I think it's worth it now. The bug fixes will be welcomed, but I think it's worth it now. I don't know how they didn't catch these bugs. Jax, I don't know if it's a bug. It could be what the real plane does. I'm not sure. That Cerno thing was my fault. I shouldn't have added the transition. Simbrief didn't have it in the OFP. But it was in the Navigraph routing, so I usually go by the routing Navigraph, but the OFP is king, so learn my lesson on that one. Takeoff performance, we're going to go ahead and sync the FMS, sync the weather. It is wet. We'll calculate that. Going to go ahead and send to the FMS. Come over here, set V speeds. That's been completed as our V speeds there. The wing anti-ice, it's hot. We don't need it. Cal anti-ice, it's over. So it's over 5 degrees. Don't need it. Over 10 degrees. Don't need it. Bleed source will be set to the engines. Departure NADAP. Kind of wish there's like a NADA 1 and NADA 2, but we'll leave it on standard for now, I guess. That'll be fine. Okay, it did all that for us, so that's all good. Let's go ahead and get the APU online. So all I gotta do for the APU is go and start. Leave it in the start. It's gonna auto put itself back to run. Now what I'm gonna do for my own sanity is I'm gonna reverse those lights. Where is it? Barrow, weights, SATCOM, cabin lighting. Someone said you can reverse. Ah, down on. Yes, that's driving me nuts. So now it's like an RJ. That's how it is in the CRJ. I'm going to keep like that so I don't mess up anything. Let's go ahead and hear that APU start. APU sounds, in my opinion, aren't the greatest. But here it is. Source said that's good to hear. I highly use recommendations as I bought 3 planes of the... Oh, thanks so much for that. Appreciate you. Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. I've noticed this happens when the APU comes online. The screens have a bit of a little bit of a panic, which looks like that's actually supposed to happen. It's not like it's like a bug. It looks like it's been programmed to do that. Let's go ahead, and I've learned from our earlier flight, we're going to set our altitude here to 5,000 feet. We're going to select our toga buttons. Apparently we can do this at the gate, is what I've been told. And once we've clicked the toga button, oh, that's not toga. That, see, I'm going CRJ again. Toga's over here. Once you press that button, you get takeoff. You can apparently do that at the gate, and then you set your heading. If you set your heading and then do the toga button, it's going to delete your heading. So just remember to do it. But if you do it the way I just did it, which apparently Edward Sim Pilot or something like that said to do it like this, and he's a real 220 guy, so I'm going to do what he says. At least that's what I've heard he says. There's 057, that's all set. What else we're going to do? We're going to arm flight level change, VNAV, and NAV. And we're going to get the auto flight fault. We should be able to click. See if this gets rid of it this time. Got rid of it. Nav. There. Stays there. Okay, we'll just leave it on. That's fine. We'll leave it like that for the time being. Maybe you're not supposed to arm all those. We're going to be flying from the right-hand side. Ooh, it disconnects. Flight director mode change. I did not know that. The RJ does not do that, I don't think. Pretty sure it doesn't. That's interesting. We'll just turn the flight directors off. I'll do it CRJ style. Why not? I don't know what they do in the real plane, so we'll just do it CRJ style. Keep it off. Auto brakes can go to RTO at the gate. I have been told that. The APU is online, so we can disconnect our ground power switch, and we can go our seatbelt sign on, and we can go ahead and get the hydraulics are all auto already. Pressurization is auto set. Get over here, ground, remove the GPU. We can close the door. We can tell GSX we're ready for push. We are connected to VATSIM. There's absolutely nobody online. We'll go into the frequency, which is 1193. There's various places you can change this frequency. You can do it on the RTU right there. You can do it on this screen by clicking CNS. That'll bring up this. And you can change them here. You can see data link and CPWC, I guess, are coming later, hopefully. What we're going to do is we're going to select map, and I'm going to, for symbology in the CRJ, what I like to have is misapproach, range alt select, and ETA speeds alt. That's what I have in the CRJ, and it works the same in this plane. I'm also going to overlay my terrain, VSD, and traffic. And we'll have that going for us as well. Invalid speed, use man. Let's go back here. Perf, set speeds. I should have got rid of that. Oh well, we'll figure that one out later. Click. Is that a 220 I'm hearing outside somewhere? Ooh, there's a CRJ over there, best airplane ever. Nice. Alright, before we push, we'll get the beacon light on. Whoops. We'll get our transponder on as well. Oh, and our heading change. You can see when I click that toga button, the heading does change, so keep an eye on that. Now, what I'm just not sure of is if they click VNAV, FLC, NAV now, Or do they do it in the air? In the CRJ, we do that in the air. I just don't know if they do that here at the gate or they do that in the air like the CRJ. I'm going to do it like the RJ because it's like guaranteed to work that way. So we'll just do that. What else? Oh yeah, I was going to turn my transponder here. I guess I can leave it in auto and I'll just tell, oh, mode C is already on. Okay, cool. We'll leave it like that. We'll click map and that's back like that. Dom, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Ramp still working during thunderstorms. Crazy. Yeah, I know. In real life, there'd be a red alert. There'd be no maneuvers right now. Let's go and get the parking brake off. Let's get going. Montreal traffic. It's Air Canada 505. We're pushing back stand 6 facing south. Whoa, that guy is. Where facing south? I kind of made that up. That guy just slewed back. That's funny. That's how fast the RJ is right there. All right, let's go ahead and start some engines up. We'll get the sounds up for you as well. We're going to leave our engine mode starter selector thing here in auto, and we're just going to select number 2. So number 2 up. I guess the pushback's done. I said nose left. I don't know why we're not continuing the push, but we'll fix GSX in a second. We'll let you guys hear some sounds. I'll mute my mic, and you guys can enjoy the 220 sounds here. We'll just churn out. Keep it nice and simple. These engines take a long time to start up. This looks great. Thanks, man. I think SimCFI wants to become a 220 pilot now. Not really. This is my last on my choice, actually. I'd rather get anything else in the fleet. But I'd gladly take anything for money. Any plane they want. Is the CRJ going to... Let's go here. Is the CRJ going to get a model update up pretty soon? I know they did some improvements, especially with the cabin, but was I don't know if they're going to do model. They're more focusing on getting the airplane to work properly. I don't know, maybe this airplane will grow on me. We'll see. Right now, it's bottomed here. I'd rather take a MAX or a 320 or an 87, but... hey, beggars can't be choosers. Anything they want. I don't care. In real life, you're getting paid for it, so... In the sim, I'd rather fly other things. But it's fun here once in a while. The concern that I have is how quick can Synaptic be with updates into the marketplace? Yeah, exactly. They can do as fast as they want, but the marketplace will take years. Those are trained out of work. I have spent most of my day trying to get mine to work. It does. You need to install the file, and then it'll work. There's a terrain data map that you'll have to install. I think it's in the Synaptic Discord area. Takes forever to start these things up. All right, make sure my tiller's working here. I can't tell if it is or not. Now it is. Alrighty, let's go ahead and do the after start. So, APU off, and you're done. That's basically it. You hear that little engine? The engines came a little bit more alive when I turned the APU off. I don't know for sure, but I think that's the bleed switching from the APU to the engines, and the APU and the engines require a higher RP or N1 or N2 to run the bleeds properly. I think is what that is. Which is kind of cool. That's modeled. So let's go ahead and do our flight control checks. Nose steering is off, so we'll go full right rudder, full left, neutral, right, left, neutral, pull up. Whoop, let's go back down here. Pull up, pull down. All right, flaps 2. First the leading edge slats, followed by the trailing edge slats. Nice. Again, guys, we're flying from the right seat. The right seat does not have a tiller, so we're going to simulate that we're taxiing from the left, and we'll do a transfer of control just like they would in real life. So we're going to be on this side. We won't turn the taxi light on just yet, as we're about to blind the ground crew, but what I will do is turn on my track IR. That way I can look left and right. We'll center it. Parking brake is off. Give you guys some nice little howl sounds here. Oh. Duh. Gotta turn on the nose of steering. There we go. Now it'll turn. One more time. Get that right engine going a little bit stronger than the left one. Nice big tight turn. I'd rather fly this though over an E2, which would much rather prefer this hairpin over an E2 personally. Thank you guys all for watching. Really appreciate you guys being here in the late night stream. Thank you for all the memberships as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys make this more fun than it actually is. There's the terrain data working. I don't really fly with it on too much, as the east coast of Canada and States is flat, so I don't really need it, but I know you guys like it. It does work. Montreal traffic Air Canada 505. Lining up on my 6 right departure is going to be the west. Actually, departure should be the east. Not west. Alright, about to line up. I'm going to get a little slower because I'm not as fast as I am in the RJ or other airplanes just yet. So we're going to do... Actually, transponder TCAS is auto. What we can do as we're lining up is get our lights all online. So let's go ahead and get our strobe, and because it's going to get dark, wing inspection, taxi to wide should have been on earlier, and we'll say we're clear takeoff so all the landing lights can go on as well. Oh, let me put my cameras on. You guys can see the tiller and all that great stuff. Using track IR for my view right now so I can move my view with my head. Something I use mainly in DCS, but I've been bringing it over here and it works quite well. I'm telling you guys, the wing control tiller is a must buy. I think it's like 90 bucks and it is fantastic. Alright, so I'm going to apply this CRJ style, clicking the modes in the air. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but that's what we're going to do. If you guys are all ready to go... Oh, we need the auto thrust armed. Nope, that one. There we go. That's over there. Increase adjust, thrust will take over. And I didn't say your control, but your control from the right seat. I'm gonna go ahead and pause track IR. ADS check, hold, of course someone came online. It's V1?
V1.
Rotate. Let's fly the airplane. Gear up. Nav mode, FLC, VNav. FMS2 captured, VFLC. Alright. Gonna go ahead and engage the autopilot. Autopilot engaged. And what we're gonna do now is there's no one here to clear me. I'm going to lower the sounds. Sorry about that. Sorry. We're gonna go click direct and tag execute. Let's get rid of the root page. The root page is the root of the cause of the FPS issues. FMS2 captured. VNav alts to 5,000. There's no one else here. Let's just go right to our cruise of 15. Oh, my gear does not work. Whoops, not that button. My wing control gear does not work, so I'll just press G. There we go. It was working in our first stream that we did today, but it's not working today. Huh. Well, we'll just say we were cooling the brakes. Alright, let's go flap 1. Give you guys the, performance starts to degrade for me a little bit. Let's flap 1. And we'll give you the leading edge flap 0. Auto anti-ice, so don't have to worry about anything. Beauty. How am I like at the 220? I think it's pretty decent. Don't worry about the lightning. There's no weather radar model just yet, by the way, guys. But I believe that will be coming shortly. But I like it. I'm enjoying it. It needs some fixes with some... whenever you sequence the approach, the blue needles go away and the ILS kind of gets a little finicky. Another thing that needs to be fixed is the performance, but they have said they are working on that and they're aware of it. So they're we're in good hands. What I don't understand is why the terrain is not working on this screen, but it works on that screen. That's weird. I think I have a theory for this. Huh. That's weird. Alright, we'll go ahead and turn the cameras off. Sim, welcome. What are you doing? You get laid off? No, man. I don't work for them anyways. On the wrong freak? Oh, 19.3, 19.9. Oh well, whatever. Montreal is weird enough. Oh well. You can always check your CTAF. We're not going to do that here. Can't be bothered. It's uncontrolled. Whatever. Lights off. Coming through 10. Pressurization's checked. Belts will stay on for the remainder of the flight because it's really short and a lot of bumpy bumps. Sim, I don't discuss that on channel, but if you'd like to send me a DM, feel free. But I don't discuss who I work for. Skystream, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Is it one of the planes you could have lived without? I could have, but a lot of people love it. You guys know me. I don't like the fully automated stuff. In simulator land, it's more fun in sim, in my opinion, with more stuff you have to do. So something like, you know, 727. I just love the MD-11, but that one's just as automated, but that's just a beautiful looking plane, and flight model's awesome. The RJ, a lot of stuff to do in that one, but the RJ model's kind of crap in the sim currently. The weather's just changing around us. What else? The Elton 11's kind of cool. What's this with its weather? Never seen it go this badly. Anyways, let's get over to 22.8. Oop. So all dunzos. During takeoff, we were just starting at the stair. Wait, we're staring at the FY. Cool. How's the performance, Nate? It's okay-ish, especially if you don't have this route page selected. If you have the route page selected, your performance goes even worse. But the performance for me is okay. It's nothing stellar, but they are aware of the problems, apparently, so we should see some fixes coming out soon, I hope. That all depends on Marketplace. I'm sure Synaptic already has the fix. I think they already do, but the Marketplace is going to take a long time for them to fix it. Sounds good, Sim. The screen share is screwed up. No, it shouldn't be. I heard people have problems with FPS. Yeah, it's pretty hard in performance. I've been hearing from a lot of people. And again, if you have this, if you literally have this route page up, if you have this page displayed, the sim just runs worse. So try not to run with the route page selected. Just by itself, I mean, this is a 5090 and it still performs kind of eh. It's not the best in the world. It's not the worst, but it's not great just yet. I'm sure they can work on performance, but it's brand new, and I have everything maxed with ray trace shadows and all that kind of stuff. So other airplanes are fine, but this one's a little hard to run for me right now. Was it actually? Oh, that sucks. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I kind of wish I knew that. But we're gonna have the landing. We'll have the landing fixed for you guys. Let me go ahead and fix the camera one right now, just so I can do it, just so it's not a problem later. See, what I've been doing is I've been playing with DCS in VR, trying to get my VR streams to work, and in doing so, I've screwed up some stuff. How's that? Looks better. Thanks, Brian. I hope you're doing well. Crypto, thanks so much for stopping by. I'm doing well. Hope you are as well. Crazy time. Performance in this plane is pretty bad in the cockpit with this thing. Yeah, again, it's not the greatest. It's not the worst, but it's not the greatest. If you keep that route page deselected, it will be better, but it's still not as good as other airplanes. But again, they have a lot of time to fix some stuff up. It just came out, so give him a little bit of time. Like, this page destroys the sim pretty much. It's pretty funny, actually. Because there's no one online and there's no one in Quebec City, I'm gonna delete the cavet outside the approach, which is that one. And I'm also going to clear the discount, and we'll just do one nice smooth arrival. And we're going to target 3,000 feet. Let's get rid of this route page because it's destroying my game. So 3,000 feet right there. We have V-alt, so it's going to hold this level. V-path is armed, so V-nav is armed basically. And then once we get lower, we're going to arm the approach, and we're going to do an LPV approach. So let's go ahead and start setting all this stuff up. Perf. Let's get this set up for our approach. Let's descend, having it. Nothing much approach. YQB, the outside air temperature is... Let's see here. Weather... Gonna get a nice IFR approach down there. It's 18 degrees. Put that over there. Our runway and wind. It's 0 at 0 apparently, so it's going to be a lot of fog then. There's no wind moving any of that fog away, so it's going to be right down to mins probably. Altimeter of 2972. I don't know why. So mine does that as well, where it takes my 2972 and like changes it. I don't think it's going to like that. 29.72. Yeah, it doesn't like that. So let me find what it is in QNH real quick. Uh, 1006. Put you in there. That's better. And the approach runway is 243. Put you in there. Flap 5, that's fine. We're going to add a 5-knot wind, is what Mr. Harsh said to do if you're landing with auto thrust. Probably take auto thrust off, to be honest with you. I don't like the way the auto thrust works in this airplane. It adds way too much power when it doesn't need to. So I'll just CRJ this thing on landing. We'll try it anyway. So that's all good to go. I gotta set my MDA, or my DA technically, which I don't know how to do. That's the barrow. Range. Don't know where you'd set your mins. Unless this is it right here. But that would make me think it should say DA on top of it and not just altitude. LPV, yeah, that's what we want. No, we don't need a temperature correction up below 0. So yeah, I don't know where to set your mins other than it has to be on one of these screens somewhere. If you guys know, you guys can let me know. And the RJ, it's up here. Actually, it's over here. They just completely just gave you a clipboard. Said here, have a clipboard. How does the root page memory leak get past every single beta tester? And that's a huge bug. Yeah, Jetstream, I think what happened was because a lot of people who had this airplane when they were streaming it, they didn't have this bug because Synaptic did fix it, but the build they gave the marketplace didn't have that fix. Should have made a CRJ instead. I wish, Brian. I wish. You and me both. I don't know how they fixed didn't catch the performance, but yeah, stuff happens. There's a lot of stuff to fix, right? Currently flying to Detroit in a 7.3. Sorry I'm late, but I'm guessing it's probably better to wait on getting the 220. Is that a true statement? If you have... No, I think you can get it. You're going to want a bit better of a PC, but even without, you should be fine. There's only a few little bugs, and they're already aware of them. So hopefully it's on Marketplace to get it updated to us. Now, just like the CRJ, we should get a... There it is. 2 little chimes letting us know that the VNAV is about to start descending, and it's targeting... currently the limit is 3,000, and that's actually what it's targeting in this case. Now, there is a discount between PSEC and Ghanem. Let's go ahead and get rid of that discount. I don't know why there's so many discounts. I don't know if that's how that really happens. Oh, there isn't a discount there, but there's a visual discontinuity there. I guess it built time for decel. Don't really understand that one, but we'll find out, I'm sure. If it doesn't turn, I'll just be directed Ghanem. MDA is in the tune menu. Oh, okay, that's different. All right, we found something that's different. So we'll go CNS. Tune, nav, transponders, and nav 1. Don't think it'd be in there. I don't know why it would be in here. They're starting our descent now. I don't know why it'd be in a tune menu. That's kind of stupid. bring up tower. That's a cool little feature. Like that. I think that is a bug. Maybe. To menu on the RTU. Ah. What's in data? That's VHF3. Don't want that. Doing menu. Cage, PFD/nav. It's probably in here. Landing elevation, barrel rad. We need it to set. It's 443, so we're gonna round up to 450. It's a LPV, so we do not have to add the additional 50 feet for a non-precision. That'll be good. That's fine with me. I'll set that back to nav or map. And then I'm just gonna watch very closely because it shouldn't, this should not be a discount. You look at the route page, PSAC on them. So I don't know why there is a discount there. So we're gonna figure out something, I'm sure. Could be a bug, could be my fault, I don't know. There's thrust limit. It's targeting 250. I'm gonna add a little bit of spoiler just to help it out. Just a very little bit. When you guys are using spoilers, if you're ever flying in real life and you, for some reason, you take my advice, always try to go gently with a spoiler. The passengers do feel it, so just slowly increase the spoiler as you go. And then for putting them away as well, don't just yank them straight away. Just, you know, slowly bring them back forward again. Because you do feel them, you do hear them as well. Thanks for all you guys stopping by and commenting as well. You guys are doing great. Nathan says that, oh yeah, you helped me out. Thanks, Nathan. Appreciate you. Thanks, Long Haul as well. Oh, it's radio menu. Thanks, Vortice. Gotcha. Not sure why I was unsubbed, but always good to catch a CFI stream. Hey, thanks, Capri. Appreciate you. Yeah, sub up. If you haven't subbed, guys, if you're brand new to the channel, my name is Yoursimcfi. I usually make flight sim content, but I also make some DCS content as well. And then in real life, I fly the CRJ-900, which I actually will be doing tomorrow. Okay, so it is turning. It knows where to go. It just does not have the actual line there, which is interesting. It says FMS2 Ghanem, so it is doing it. Below 10,000 feet, we're going to go ahead and get our lights back on. And let the belts on the whole time, but we'll give them a double ding. Let the FAs know that we're below 10. Start getting the cabin prepped. When do you set the decision height? I'm still studying, so I just found it. A lot of guys in chat helped me. It's on the RTU, either left or right RTU here, the radio tuning unit. Go to tune menu, PFD nav, baro rad, and you can set baro. Click it again, you got the radar altimeter. So this is your DH, is your decision height for Cat 3 mainly and Cat 2 only really. And then baro is used for every other approach. You don't use the radio altimeter unless the chart actually says RA next to the minimum. So it'll be a DH for rad and a DA for baro, or an MDA for baro as well. We're going to be doing an RNAV Zulu approach. This is going to be an LPV. So the way this works is an RNAV approach. Thanks so much, Caper, for becoming a member of the T-Tail Club. Really appreciate that, my friend. If we get some $ sign emojis in chat for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to the club of the T-Tailers. So, an RNAV approach nowadays is basically always GNSS based, which is GPS based. You're going to have an RNAV, an LNAV only, an LNAV VNAV, or an LPV. An LNAV is basically what the CRJ-900 does, because we don't have no VNAV, but the CRJ-NG has VNAV plus WAS. So WAS is a certain type of GPS add-on that gives you 6 satellites or more. So it's very precise GPS, and we'll constantly be checking for outages and all that kind of stuff. So if you don't have WAS, you only have RAM. So let's say you have no VNAV and no WAS, you're doing LNAV only. Let's say you have LNAV and VNAV but no WAS GPS, you're doing LNAV VNAV minimums. And then if you're doing, if you have WAS and you have VNAV, then you're doing LPV, which is localizer performance vertical guidance. It's basically the most precise GPS approach you can get. It's like a GPS ILS. It's very, very precise. And it pretty much, for the most part, at most airports, take you 2 in ILS minimum or slightly higher. In this case, we're doing the RNAV Zulu 06 into Quebec City, and this actually does take you 2 in ILS minimum, 200 feet above ground, which is pretty impressive. They're very, very precise. I'll show you the chart right here. This is the RNAV Zulu runway 6, the WASH channel right there. Approach course 061, guide per check 2 tugs is 1600 feet, MDA of, or DA of 443, a DA of 450 set, because we had to round up in this airplane. MSA based off runway 6 is 4600 feet. The missed approach is runway heading 4000, then direct ICDEB. We're going to be going direct Kavik here shortly, where we're going to arm the approach mode, and it's going to just follow that path for us. We'll have Pappy lighting on the left-hand side, and we're going to exit most likely Alpha at the end Echo. That's kind of it. That's your very quick, almost standard IFR brief, but I did a very quick short version of it. So now it wants us to decel. You see it says decel right here, so I'm expecting there it goes. That caret to change. Now it's going to thrust down, and if it goes to idle, it's going to say limit speed. That means it's idle thrust. It can't do anything else to slow down. So you can either add flap, gear, or spoiler. Because we're too fast for both flap and gear, we're going to add a little bit of spoiler. 4 for 3,000 feet. Sorry, I'm talking quick. There's just a lot of stuff going on very quickly, so we're just going to add a little bit of spoiler to bring that something down. It's targeting 200 knots, or we need 200 knots. That's our max speed at Kavik. Notice it's at 210, and it can't go any slower. And the reason that is, it needs flap. So it wants us to put our flap down. So we're going to go at, once we're under 230 knots, we're going to select flap 1. Right there. And now it can target a little slower. Okay, we're getting pretty close. Let's go ahead and arm approach. This is an RNAV based approach, so we're just going to click approach. You can see this approach is active. I don't know why 10,000 feet is selected in there. Flap 2. Get rid of our spoiler. We're going to go manual speed. I'm going to hold it at 200 knots for the time being. Actually, we'll hold 180. 180 is, or even 190 is just fine for right now. So it's a max of 200, don't have to be at 200. So when I take this turn and I turn on this initial fix here on the RNAV, what should happen is we should get LPV approach written somewhere. I don't know where it'd be written. I would assume here or here, but it should say LPV approach. It should say LPV terms somewhere right now. I don't know where that would be, but it should say LPV terms somewhere. The CRJ Next Gen does have this feature, so we do LPV in the CRJ 900 as well, the Next Gen variant anyways. So now it's switching over to Kavik. Eventually we should see a GP in white somewhere as well, if it's anything like the CRJ. So that's VPath alive, or VNav alive. But I guess it's not like the CRJ. I'm going to disarm approach and re-click approach. Yeah, interesting. Okay, we'll click it to automatic speed. It's targeting 170 currently. A little slow, do 180. Found your channel years ago when I was wondering, working out Tampa. You made those graveyard ramp shifts a little more interesting. I work out at SDF for UPS now, but your streams make my nice desktop better. Thanks so much, Capri. Really appreciate that, and thank you so much for becoming a member. Here becomes the slope. We're going to go gear down. I'm not going to use any auto brakes. There's a bug with the auto brakes right now that slammed the nose straight down, so we're just not going to use it. Happies are in sight. Real life, they probably wouldn't be, but we'll call it fine, whatever. Do I have to arm a lower altitude for approach mode? That doesn't seem correct. I guess I do. Alright, that's kind of weird. You would think in approach mode you wouldn't have to do that. VNav, approach, approach. auto speed. Flap 3. There's VGP. That's what we needed to see. I might have done it wrong. In the RJ that would have worked. So I might have done it wrong here. There's VGP capture. So now it's like an ILS. Now it's like an ILS, but it's GPS based. So we have speed, approach FMS2, and so basically FMS2 is kind of like localizer, kind of, and VGP is kind of like glide slope, kind of same idea. Flap 4. Oh, gotta turn my recording on before I forget. Quebec air traffic, it's Air Canada 505, short final, runway 06, Quebec City. Flap 5. Put the sounds up a bit for you here. Not too much, actually. Now, I've been told some operators don't allow for auto thrust landings. Some do. I'm not sure what the correct thing is. What I am going to do that the VGP is captured is set 4,000 feet for the missed approach altitude. So we have that just in case. Now, in real life, you'd actually set 4,000 once you've captured VGP, and that should have happened sooner. I don't know why it didn't happen sooner, but whatever. I might have did it wrong. I'm going to disengage the auto thrust. Auto thrust is disengaged. I'm flying like an RJ now. I'm gonna go autopilot disengaged. Now I can't tell, is the glide path correct and the PAPI's wrong, or is the PAPI's correct? I'm thinking the glide path is correct, but I really can't tell at this airport. This is the AnyBuilds, well actually it's not AnyBuilds, but it's on the AnyBuilds website. It's Quebec City. CYQB. I'm thinking the PAPI's are correct, so I'm going to start following the PAPI's rather than the glide path. I'm going to get a little bit lower, correcting on my sync right there. And we'll bring that back up. As I said, we're going to disregard the glide slope. Forgot to put the cameras on, sorry about that. And we're going to go for about 700 feet per minute at this point. Forgot there is trim in this airplane as well. Don't forget there is trim. Not used to trimming with a side stick, but there is trim. The glide slope is completely incorrect. The PAPI's are correct in my opinion.
50, 30, 20, 10.
Get the reversers out. Manual braking. I got 72 you guys in here. That's insane. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you're doing well, guys. I'm gonna exit over here, just slowing down a little bit more. It's not much of a high speed. I'm gonna take the right turn here on Alpha. Got the beautiful wing control tiller here. Let's start that right turn. Keeping that right braking going nice and wide. This airport's very, very small. There's not much to it. So immediately I'm going to go up here, start our APU. We can turn our strobe light off, our wing inspection off. I forgot to turn those lights even on. Taxi can come on. That's my boo-boo. Oh well. Take the right turn here. We'll turn our track IR back on. I don't come to Quebec City all that often. I think I've been here once in my career. So I'm going to pick the gate. I'm going to go flap 0. And when the APU comes online, we'll go and shut number 1 down. I don't know if it's like the CRJ, but in the CRJ we have to wait at least 2 minutes prior to shutting an engine down. After landing anyways. And we'll get GSX here. Hear that engine spool down. The APU is taking over the bleeds, I believe is what that is. I'm purely guessing, but that's what I think it is. Whatever. There we go. Technically, the captain would be taxiing, so we should taxi from this side. There's our guy waiting for us. A little bit of right engine power. Sounds like an opera singer. I always say the 220 is always sad to go out on this next flight. As soon as it starts to taxi, it goes, "Aww." It's my little dumb joke. Anyways, we'll get on the line. The tiller makes that super, super nice and simple. Gonna quickly look up here, get our taxi light off. We don't want to blind our ground crew. Shutdown number 1. The brakes. It's way too much brake, but whatever. Parking brake set. Shutdown number 2. The APU is taking over the load. Go ahead and reset my track IR and pause track IR. Seatbelts can get turned off. Beacon off. Hydraulic 3AA can go to off. Actually, I guess it could just stay... I'm not sure what they do in 3A. In the CRJ, we turn this off. But I guess it could just stay in auto. I mean, everything's automatic anyways. Don't think that'll really make a difference. And that's kind of it, actually. This is pretty much a pretty simple shutdown. There's not really much to do, at least from what I know of. So that's kind of it. Flight streamer, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Sorry, I didn't see you there on the landing there. Why is that? Why is the slideshow happening? What's happening? Is it bad for you guys? For me, it's pretty nice. Is it bad for you guys? Might be the stream itself. I want to replace the engine sounds with your impressions. Yeah, man, I'd love to. Oh. Yeah, for me, it looks okay. I don't know. Maybe it's OBS. Let me try turning the camera on again. Maybe it's the camera doing it. Let's see. Oh, it might be OBS with the cameras on. Because on my screen, it's butter smooth. Let me quickly check something here. I just got a new camera, and it might be running at way too high resolution, maybe? No, I still see that problem. Let's turn the cameras off. Huh. Alright, well, I don't have too much time to fix it tonight, but I'll try to fix that. I don't know what's happening on that one. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and get restarted here. If I can remember where that was. I think it was here. Ready for takeoff? If the landing was a slide slow, guys, well, we'll do one more if it was bad. What's the verdict on the plane? It's a CRJ. No, I'm joking. It's good. It's an aptitude, a really good job. Performance needs to be updated, which they are aware of, and some ILS issues that they're aware of. It needs to be updated as well with the blue needles disappearing, all that kind of stuff. But other than that, I mean, to me, it does what it's supposed to do. I mean, it's an automatic regional jet. Everything's auto. So if you like that, that's kind of your world, and you like auto, not to think about anything in baby mode, this will be a great airplane for you. Your situational awareness will be more than you need, like more than an astronaut probably has. But that's about it. If you like that type of flying, you like that kind of simming, this plane will be perfect for you. If you like something that requires a little bit more thought process, a little bit more skill, then it's probably not the plane for you. But I think it's very well done. Most likely OBS landing was smooth, like the performance was smooth. Okay, good. Cardi, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. By the way, guys, I don't know if you probably already have, but go stop by Flight Streamer's channel. Guy is awesome. Be sure to go check him out. It was actually this very airplane that left him almost stranded in Minneapolis. But we joke about that now. It was during taxi. That's weird. That's strange. I don't know what could have caused that differently. I don't think I have a route page up or anything. I know the route page has been causing a lot of people problems. But anyways, let's go with a landing here. Not a bad landing. Not my best. Not my worst. I think this is my third landing in it. I'm finding, guys, you guys let me know, but right when the airplane's about to touch down, there's always a very weird airplane. That right there, see that little nudge, that nose up thing? I don't think I did that, and it's been happening a lot of times, and it's almost like a flare logic or something happening that causes that, and it feels a little strange. But I think the flight model is pretty good, in my opinion. I've never flown the thing. I have a lot of friends who have flown it, and they're going to be coming over, they said, to try it out. So... All right, let's watch from the wing a little bit. If you guys are flying it, how are you guys enjoying it? Started a slideshow off the runway, maybe OBS. That's super strange. I don't know what would cause that, other than maybe I have like 2 seniors or something, but from my end, it's been smooth the whole time. Does it float or does it sit like a real aircraft? Depends on the approach speed, and it depends if you have auto throttle working. If you go to my first stream with it, I had the auto thrust working, and it puts in so much thrust, especially with that +5 additive we add, that Harsh said to add on top. It puts in way too much thrust at sometimes that it leads to floating, I think, where I just did this all manually flown and manual thrust as well, and it flew really well here. In LaGuardia, it floated a lot, but I'm blaming that on the auto thrust system. Could have been YouTube uploaded for a few seconds, maybe. What I'm noticing on this airplane is everything takes a long time with the engine. Startup takes a long time. From 0 to full power takes a long time. It's a very long spool for these engines. I don't know what these are. But whatever. Yeah, I'm wondering if it was the cameras. Thanks, Flight Streamer, for pointing that out, by the way, and the rest of you guys as well. Oh, Cap, are you here during the peak fall? Yeah, it's beautiful out here when you come around then. What are the performance issues? A lot of people are having are just general performance issues, but the main one, Flight Streamer, that a lot of people are having is when you have the... Okay, it's going to be doing that. Oh, it's part of my parking brake. There we go. Or not. When you have the route page selected in the FMS, it like destroys the performance, and I have that experience as well. It is really, really, really bad. And Harsh is aware of it. The Synaptic team are aware of it. They are fixing it. All right, guys, I'll give you... I kind of want to do one more landing. I feel like I can butter this thing. I just want to try one more time. I really got to go to bed, but I want to try just one more time. So let's go ahead and press... let's get my speed kind of under control. Waiting for those engines. Just look how long these engines take to spool. Holy... All right, there we go. The engines have spooled. They're up and running. Stop replay, record. I'm gonna go and manually fly this thing again. Again, the PAPIs I trust. The LPV I didn't trust there. That was leading us quite high. Again, don't know if that's an airport issue or a synaptic problem at this point. That's the only LPV I've flown in this airplane. But I trust the PAPIs more than I trust that LPV. Again, we're hand flying, manual thrust, manual flying it as well. Really do get used to trimming with a side stick. It's a little bit of a weird feeling, correcting a little high. Don't want to dive bomb at this case though. Very, very high. No callouts, that's fine. See, right there, it feels like I'm putting an input in before that happens, and then all of a sudden, the input that I'm putting in, like, goes drastic. What I'm going to try, I'm going to open up the Moza software, and I'm gonna turn my profile off because sometimes profiles do cause problems with that. And we're gonna try again without the without my Moza profile because I mean I did see CST had this or someone else had the same thing as well. But other than it being a flare logic that there's like all the warnings going off right now, other than it being an actual big like other than it being a flare logic or something like that, I don't know what else would be causing that. So let's go ahead and put my A340 profile on it, which has absolutely nothing done to it because the 340 is perfect out of the box. Get our speed up here. Let's go and increase our thrust. That way we can start at a roughly a nice speed. Roughly around here. We'll bring our thrust back. Somewhere around there. I'm gonna press stop replay, record. It's pitched for it's not pitched properly. Gonna work that trim on back. And we'll get the whole aircraft under control again now that we're trimmed for it perfectly. Coming out of a replay sometimes is a little weird, but we actually ended up on the Pappies, so we're okay currently. You know what? This actually feels pretty good with my A340. It's just a little bit more sensitive, but it doesn't feel terrible. Yeah, I don't know. There's something weird in that little last, like, 5 feet. There's something weird that, like, kicks the whole nose up. Like, I'm putting my inputs in, and then the last, like, 5 feet, there's something that just, like, kicks it. You know what I'm going to do is I'm not even going to flare. I'm just going to see if it does it itself, maybe. Let's re-record one more time. I might be making too many inputs. I am an RJ driver, so we're known for manhandling the thing. But I've got to become a baby bus driver here. Put very small little inputs in here. Looking at the end of the runway. Bring that power out nicely. That nose on up. Too much. Little nose up. See? Right there. Right there. I did not do that. It's almost like it has like a self-protect flare or something. I don't know. Could just be me. I don't know if you guys are experiencing it as well. But that's what I'm experiencing. So you guys let me know if you have that same thing. I'm going to try one more time. It gets really addictive to do this. I'm having fun doing it. You play on 4K? I do. By the way, Leonardo made that dog got native 24. Yes, I got to buy it. Do you install terrain program to display the map? I did. I just have it usually, I usually just have it off. I really don't care about terrain. It's flat out here except for the mountain off to the left. But other than that, you don't really need it. I kind of don't like it, to be honest. Turn that off. Record back to the sim. Sorry, my hands were off the stick there, but we're gonna fix this on up. I'm not gonna flare till 20. I'm gonna do what I do in the CRJ. So 30, start working the power back. 20, gonna start the flare. It's too much flare. A little bit of rudder to fix. Yeah, it feels weird. I don't know. There's something in that last, like, 10 feet where, like, it's like an oversensitive of flaring comes in. But anyways, that's about it. It could just be the way it flies. I just don't know. I'm not sure. That could be a thing. I'm just not sure. We're going to go ahead and do the last final replay here. Thank you guys all for joining in. I got to get to bed. I got to wake up tomorrow quite early, actually, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and go like that. Put myself over here. Myself do like that, like this, like that, this, that, this, that, close that. All right, cool. Bring this back. Oh, the APU's on from when we shut down. Oh, well, we're going to leave it on. There, off. Oh, I got to do that view again, don't I? Of course I do. Of course I do. All for historical accuracy, what I do. Did install the does the terrain program decrease sim performance? I don't know. Possibly. Might be good. It might be good to check that, but I'm not too sure. All right, ready to go. This is our last final replay. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and We will see you on the next stream. We got crazy views this time. Be sure to hit that like button as well if you haven't already. Subscribe, become a member if you want to support the channel. I really appreciate all the support, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.